Alright, let's start with a question that might seem minor but actually reveals a massive shift in football culture. Why would a World Cup winning goalkeeper voluntarily cut his vacation short to train alone while his teammates are still off duty? That's exactly what David Raya did, and I think this tiny decision speaks volumes about the mental shift in modern elite sports. Let's unpack this. First, the obvious. FIFA mandates a 3-week rest period for players coming off major tournaments. It's not a suggestion, it's a rule. So when Raya, Merino, and Zubimendi were scheduled to return on August 10th, that wasn't just a lazy holiday, it was a required recovery window. But Raya bailed early. Why? Well, here's where it gets juicy. This isn't just about work ethic. It's about insecurity, competition, ambition. Arsenal's goalkeeping situation is a pressure cooker. Raya's not guaranteed the number 1 spot, and Kepa's shaky preseason performances, 5 goals in 2 halves, have left the door cracked. So Raya's early return isn't just proactive, it's a power move. He's saying, I want this shirt. I'll outwork everyone, even the rules. But let's zoom out. This isn't just a story about one player. What's fascinating is how it reflects the insane psychological demands of top-level football. In my opinion, we are seeing a generation of athletes who treat rest as a technicality, not a right. Think about it, Raya's not injured, he's just won the World Cup. But he's choosing to train alone, in the shadow of a teammate's shaky form. That's not normal. That's borderline obsessive. And that's what wins leagues. You know what this reminds me of? Those old-school NBA legends who'd sneak into the gym on Christmas Day. It's the same mindset, if I'm not improving, I'm falling behind. Now, the optics here matter. Raya wasn't even in the matchday squad for the Dortmund game. So why rush back? Here's the twist, this isn't about Sunday's friendly. It's about sending a message. To the coaching staff. To Kepa. To fans. All of the above. By training early, Raya's creating a narrative, I'm the hungrier option. And in a sport where confidence can be as fragile as a hamstring, that mental edge might be the difference between starting and sitting. From my perspective, this is the hidden chess game of preseasons. Managers aren't just testing tactics, they're gauging which players have that killer instinct. Let's pivot to the bigger picture. Raya's chasing a piece of Premier League history. 4 straight Golden Gloves. Only Hart and Cech have done that. But here's what people overlook, Raya's achievement would be different. Why? Because modern football's faster, more physical. Goalkeepers are under more pressure than ever, higher defensive lines, relentless pressing, strikers who shoot from anywhere. Petr Cech's 24 clean sheet season in 2004-05? That number's almost mythical now. So if Raya pulls this off, he'd be breaking a record in an era where clean sheets are rarer than ever. That's not just consistency, that's evolution. But wait, let's address the elephant in the room. Is this early training actually smart? What many fans don't realize is that overtraining can be as dangerous as undertraining. Burnout. Muscle fatigue. The very thing FIFA's rest rule tries to prevent. So is Raya's hustle admirable, or a risk? Personally, I think it's both. Which makes it fascinating. Because in football, greatness often lives in that gray area between discipline and self-destruction. The line between genius and recklessness? It's thinner than a referee's patience for diving. So where does this leave us? With a question that defines careers, how far would you go to be the best? Raya's answer is clear. He's not waiting for the mandatory rest period to end. He's not waiting for the manager to call. He's just already there, on the pitch, alone, kicking balls at sunrise. And maybe that's the most compelling story of all. Because in a world where athletes are often criticized for being too corporate, here's one who's still chasing that raw, unfiltered hunger. What does that say about the price of legacy? And more importantly, how many others are quietly doing the same?